So how are things going?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? How are things going since we last talked?
Really good.
Really good?
Yeah, really good.
They're on the up and up.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't felt better.
Really?
Yeah, that sounds so fake, but like I'm
you're like playing with your hair as you're doing it too.
I haven't felt better. No, yeah. I feel really good.
Okay.
Yeah, my voice is gone.
Why is your voice gone?
Because I got sick.
Because I was screaming last night because of how sad I was.
Yeah, I was crying last night. No, I got sick, but like when I get sick, I don't get like I never feel sick. I just get like symptoms of it. Like I'll either get like a runny nose or like a cough or like a gone voice.
Or a fever.
Yeah, but I never feel like I'm sick. Like I can just do anything like normal, you know, like a normal person.
Yeah, but if you have the symptoms, I would assume that means you're sick though. If you're like coughing, that means you have a cough.
Yeah, but I feel like when people are sick, like they lay in bed and they're like tired.
Oh, you
like,
just do things while you're sick.
Because I feel normal, just other than like my throat.
Or your body, or your fever.
But I don't ever get a body like cold.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So you're able to push through your pain in order to
No, I don't have pain.
Like physically?
Yeah, like physically I don't feel fatigued or like tired or anything.
Okay.
That's why it's weird, I feel like. Knock on wood.
But you're good?
Yeah.
Everything's fine?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah.
What have you been doing to, like, you know, feel good again?
Well, I feel like this last couple of months I've been just...
Oh, it's a cop.
What if you got pulled over?
Oh, no. Wait, okay, so... Is he pulling me over?
Get to the right of the road. No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, get to the fucking right of the road.
A conversation with a cop
Oh
about not giving me a ticket.
Yeah, seriously. No, these last couple of months I feel like I've been relearning how to be alone again, which we talked about.
Yeah.
And it feels good though. Like now that I feel like good alone again, you know? I like remembered what it was like to be alone, and now I like being alone. I feel like I have a very like obsessive personality. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I like hanging out with like one person.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I like other people, it's just like I want to like eat one thing and wear one thing and like hang out with one person and like do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now I feel like I don't have like a crutch of that like one person. So like I feel myself hanging out with more people. You know?
Got it. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
You're not putting all your energy into one person.
Like hanging out with like friends and different people, like meeting new people and like doing stuff. It feels good.
You doing any traveling?
Why is that guy carrying? Oh shit.
Oh, this is a massive accident.
Wait, really? Where is the car?
That's the car.
Where?
It was on the tow truck.
Oh.
Yeah. Its whole front bumper was missing.
Yeah, the guy was. Well, I was wondering because the guy was like carrying the front bumper. I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was I saying?
No, you're just saying about how you're now like venturing out and meeting new people, and also I asked if you have traveled at all.
I went to Vegas.
Went to Vegas?
Yeah.
What did you do in Vegas?
My birthday. My birthday happened. I had a birthday party, and then I went to Vegas with my stepmom because she likes Vegas, and we just went and gambled and stuff.
You get fucked up and gamble?
I don't drink, but I gamble.
You don't drink at all?
No.
Do you do anything?
No.
You
just suck dick for just kidding. No, I don't.
Huh.
I smoked weed like twice in my life.
Really?
Well, it has to do with my anxiety. Because, like, I don't know. I got really anxious. Like, I think, actually, I know the first time I smoked weed, I ran home to my mom and I threw up on her.
Wait, so you smoked weed and you're like, oh, I gotta throw up on somebody.
No,
and
I
was
so anxious and I was so, like, spinny and whatever that I literally ran home to my mom and, like, puked on her. Like, that's how anxious I got.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I tried it again and then I didn't like it again. And so I just never did it again.
Because it's just like it just makes it worse. Just makes your anxiety way worse.
I don't see the point in it. And then for drinking, I drink like once a year, if that.
Yeah. Well, drinking.
And like that's like not even like I can't remember the last time I drank. So like that's also kind of like a lie. Like I literally don't drink. And if I do, it's like a glass of champagne. Like I've never been really drunk.
Yeah. Well, drinking is supposed to help with like anxiety.
Is it though?
Kind of, because
it
takes away your inhibitions, and it makes you just more like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
see, it
loose.
It enhances my anxiety.
See, that's what's little confusing, but I guess it's just, I mean, some people smoke weed and can like, and become like geniuses. Some people smoke weed and just become just like completely anxiety ridden. So like, it just affects different people.
Well, I think everyone's anxiety like is different. Like my anxiety is a lot like more how I'm feeling. So like, I'll get anxious if I feel like I'm dizzy or I'm off or like, like it's about like how I'm feeling, like my like headspace kind of.
So does the anxiety start if like, cause like you just said, if let's say you're walking and you're like, oh, I got like this weird feeling in my head. What is this feeling? Why is this happening? What? Oh, wait, do I have a tumor? Is there something going on? And then it just like spirals.
I mean, it's not always, oh, I'm dying because I have a tumor in my head. Like that's sometimes like
It's just an example.
I'm pretty sure you're a hypochondriac too.
Sort of, only if it's like, if it's something in my brain and I have a headache for like a week, I'm like, it's probably a tumor.
Yeah.
But I guess most people don't think that.
I spent a week 100% convinced that I either had lymphoma or I had leukemia.
Why?
What
was this? What were you experiencing? Like,
I don't even remember what happened. Something happened, and then like I had these like markings on my legs, which I ended up getting in Bali from like having. Long story short, I got like lime juice on my leg.
Okay.
And then if you're in the sun, when you have like an acidic juice on you, it will like tan you weird, basically.
Okay.
So I had all these little things on my legs that looked like bruises, and then like a lot of other little. Oh, my lymph nodes were swollen, which happens when you get sick or literally virtually anything.
Yeah.
And I convinced myself that I literally had lymphoma, and then I was like, when I got those spots, I was like, okay, I have leukemia, and I literally for a week thought this, and then to the point where I got my blood results back and was still convinced I had this.
You're still currently convinced that you had?
No.
Oh, this
I'm
is
over
before.
it now.
Okay,
but like I got
it.
my blood results back. They were like, "You're totally normal," and I was still like,
"You don't know what you're talking about."
And I have, like it's a thing. Like I've always kind of been a hypochondriac, not to like that extent, but like that was probably like the worst.
Yeah. Even when the results are given, when the results are given to me, like I do the same thing. I'll go get blood tests, and if they say you're fine, then I'm like, whew. But you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, that was because I've gotten STD tested before, and it says no, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. But like for some reason, I haven't done that before. For that time, I was just like, no, I'm convinced, like I have this, like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but
and then that just spiraled into like this, like
and I like literally was like and then I couldn't. I like that whole week I couldn't do anything because I was like, what's the point? I'm dying. No, I'm not kidding.
No, I know what you mean.
Like,
I totally know what you mean. It's just funny because
and I'm not like mad that like you're laughing because it is. It's very laughable. It's just like
because that's what I do. That's what I'm saying.
It's literally like I literally sat at home and was like, I have no reason to do anything right now because I'm dying, and there's no reason for me to put anything out into this world because I'm gonna die anyways. Like, that's literally so upsetting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
And the anxiety caused that. I mean, because it's all just stemming from anxiety.
Yeah, well, then it's like from that I got anxiety, and like I was anxious, and I was like crying that week, and like it was bad. But I feel good now.
You feel good now?
I feel good now.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to ask like how that's been, the anxiety, because I know you've talked to me about it a little bit. You've talked about it like publicly, like about your anxiety, and I've never taken you as an anxious person on the outside.
Yeah.
Because I think you're kind of good at hiding it.
Yeah. It's funny because when I got in the car today, I was really anxious because I woke up this morning, and if I sleep too long, I get like, that's when my anxiety kicks in because it's like I'll catch like if I like, let's say I wake up in the morning and then I go back to sleep. When I'm just about to wake up, I feel like my brain is on, but my body is sleeping. Does that make sense? I
makes total sense.
Really anxious, and so I woke up today feeling like a little off, as in like, just like maybe like a little like dizzy almost. Yeah. Like not like in the full like right headspace. Because
you had those two like different like brain and body weren't on the same page. You're like, I'm dying. What does this mean?
Yeah. And so I got in the car today and was actually like nervous to be in the car because I was like, oh my god, what if I get anxiety like while I'm in the car?
Oh, that's
I am like anxious
horrible.
right now, but like I'm not having like a full blown like.
Oh, that's okay.
You know?
That's good.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like I think it really stems from like my biggest fear being passing out.
Oh, like just randomly? Or from anxiety?
I've never passed out, but that's like my biggest fear. And so when I feel a little dizzy, I'm like, fuck, okay, I'm dizzy. Like, what if I pass out? Like, and then it's like, okay, you don't just pass out, but like, why did you pass out? Like, I go like, I don't know why I'm even asking that question because like I've never passed out, and like you should cross that bridge when you get there. But I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna pass out, and then I have to figure out why I'm passing out. Am I passing out because of this or this or?
Yeah, and then.
But I've never passed out, so why am I thinking that?
Well, because you're thinking of what might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking about the future, which is scary.
Yeah. And like another thing, like another example is like the other night, I get vertigo sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I usually get it when I lay down.
Mm-hmm.
And that, because I feel like when I'm anxious, I like to lay down.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll get it when I lay down, and like that makes me anxious because like I lay down and like then I get all, and like
The spins.
my biggest fear is passing out. So when I got, like the first time I got vertigo, I literally like, I lost my fucking mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't jump off like a balcony. Just be like, okay, like take me.
When did it start? Did you just wake up one morning and then everything was just spinning?
No, it was, I went to go lay down in bed,
Okay.
and everything was spinning.
Okay.
So it's always been when I laid down. But the other night, I got up to go do something, and I got like the vertigo, whatever. And so I was like, maybe I got up too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So then I literally found myself laying down for like 5 minutes and getting up like 10 different times
Mm-hmm.
to see if it still happened. And it kept happening and kept happening. And then I did this exercise that I found out that like gets rid of it. And I'm pretty sure I got rid of it, but my anxiety was so high at that point that I was telling myself I was still dizzy.
Oh.
And it came to a point where it was like, I think it was like 1 a.m, and I was like calling my friends. I finally got a hold of Liza, and I was like, Liza, like, I don't know what to do, like, and I've talked about my anxiety to her before, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, like, I'm freaking out, like, I think that I have vertigo, but I'm not sure, and like, I'm anxious, and it came down to me, I was gonna go to her house, and I was gonna get in an Uber, and then like, I was outside, and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I need to just like, get through this, like, stop being a baby, like, I don't need to go to Liza's, and so like, I went home and was like, I just laid in bed and was just like, breathing, and just,
Well, it's those
figured it
moments.
out.
Those moments let you know, like, okay, like this anxiety shit's getting out of control.
It
When
just-
you're like outside
yeah.
your friend's house, like,
Yeah.
I just left my house to come here
Yeah.
for something that's like, I mean, it is completely in your head.
It just sucks because in the moment, it feels like the end of the world. Like,
Yeah.
in the moment when I'm having anxiety, I'm like, I think about, like, little things that's going on in my life, and I'm like, this doesn't even matter.
Mhm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, my problems are so small when I have anxiety, and then when I don't have anxiety anymore, I, like, forget how horrible it was in the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, right now, I'm like, oh, like, it wasn't, like, why did I freak out so much? It wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm. But then when you're in it, it just
you're
feels
like
like the whole place is exploding.
Literally, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all my problems don't matter. Like, this is it. Like, I need to just concentrate on this.
Yeah. You ever had so you've had like full blown like panic attacks before then? That was a panic attack.
Well, yeah. I used to get them a lot, like, in high school, and then, like, when I moved out here, like, the first year or two, my anxiety stopped.
Yeah.
And now it's at a point where, like, I get it here and there, but, like, nowhere near as much as I used to. But when I do get it, it's like I get it because I don't know how to explain it, but, like, I keep saying, like.
I say it all the time.
I know, like.
I say it. Everybody, you know, I realize every person says like
it.
it's just a buffering word.
I know.
So it's like when someone says fucking.
I want to get rid of it though.
I don't know how to.
I don't either.
I've tried, but because some people just like what I just did. I was like, some people just. I was about to say like. I was like, some people just like. And so I was like, some people just. And then I had to think of the word that I was going to say after. But if I pause in the middle of the sentence, then I feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather just say like as a buffer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
What
What I
you
was
were saying.
saying is that when I do get anxiety, it's bad because the small attacks I usually can like fend off. Like I can convince myself out of it.
Sure.
Not convince myself out of anxiety, but like I can like do something to like cope with it. But like when does this make sense? Am I making sense?
You're saying that you're able to.
I'm saying that I don't get anxiety often, but when I do, they're really bad.
Yeah.
And then,
When you get anxiety,
I do get anxiety, but like I usually can like figure it out.
Yeah.
But when it like, I don't know if this is making sense.
Well, you know what's funny is you're like, I don't know if this is making sense. That's
It's
giving
like
you
making
anxiety.
sense in my head, but it's not making sense anywhere else.
Isn't that kind of giving you anxiety, like
Yeah.
not knowing if you're making sense too?
Yes,
Well,
that's giving me.
I know, but what I think what you're saying is sometimes you're able to control these massive things in your heads.
Yeah.
But other time, like right now, what you have, I think, might be just like a steady current of it. You know what I mean? Like a river of anxiety.
Yeah.
Like a river of it constantly
But I can
going.
usually, it's.
But then you have explosions, like a
Exactly.
volcano.
Yeah.
That's
the
an
ones
attack.
that are constantly going are pretty under control.
Yeah.
Until the explosions hit, and then
Yeah.
like that's when you really see my. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
You haven't hit many volcanoes then
Yeah.
recently.
a few.
Okay.
But I mean, not as much as I used to. Like, I used to send myself to the nurse's office in high school and be like, I'm dying. And at that point, for some reason, I feel like they didn't really even know anxiety, like what anxiety was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Just some people still don't understand it, and that's like completely okay, because like you can't really understand something until you go through it. But like nobody in the nurse's office had any idea what I was talking about, and they're like, what are you talking about? And they were like taking my vitals, and I'm like, I don't need my vitals taken. Like, I'm anxious because I have anxiety. And they're like, what?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, what? Yeah, like,
because
what do you mean?
we can't like treat that here.
Yeah,
like it's the doctors like
and,
to
like,
just treat
need
things.
Someone know, like, and I was literally just like holding onto the nurse and like grabbing their arms, because I was just like so. I don't know. I'm getting all anxious talking about it.
No, it's the worst. I mean, it's just like, it's weird because it's an invisible thing that no one, that it's, you go to a doc, I've gone to doctors because all the hypochondria is basically just anxiety manifesting itself into like health concerns. That's all it is. So when I go to the doctor, I'm really just going for my anxiety. I'm like, oh, I have this weird pain in my head.
You're going to like,
validation.
You're going to like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've done that a few times.
Yeah. And at a certain point, like, I just go, I know that it's so rare for me to like get these really drastic diseases. Like, you know, like,
but it's
terrifying to think that.
I still read at WebMD and I'm like, okay, I have a tumor in the side of my ankle.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yeah, even though that's like a 0.1% chance of ever happening to anybody ever, you know? But like, you still get in your head and you're still like, but it's probably me. What if it's me this time? It's probably going to be me this time. Same thing with being on a plane. Like, when I'm on a plane.
See, I'm not anxious on planes.
I'm not anymore, but I used to be. And it was because I was always like, the same thing. Like, it's going to crash. It's gonna, because I'm going to be, it's my time. You know what I mean? Like, like, because I'm so unlucky.
You should just say that.
What?
You should just say you're unlucky, but you're not really unlucky.
Yeah. Wait, what? Say that again?
I said you think you're unlucky, but like you're not really unlucky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's not actually like a thing.
I know.
Well, I mean, some people really.
Some
I
people...
thought I was lucky yesterday. This is so side note, but I deposited checks and I had $1,367 in cash. Okay. I needed to get a new phone because my back camera broke and my flashlight broke and my screen broke, and it was an 8. So instead of getting it fixed, I just was like, I'm gonna get a new phone, right? I walk into the fucking store and the total of the phone was $1,367 on the dollar.
Okay.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's fucking
and
weird.
That's what I had cash, $1,367.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. And then I'd been trying to get my email back for like a year because I accidentally like put the 2-factor authorization to my old phone number and got rid of the phone number, so I couldn't get in even though I knew the password because of the 2-factor. Somebody finally got that number, and I finally convinced them after like convincing them I'm not a hacker for like an hour that I like just needed this code to get into my email. I got my email back. So I was like, okay, fuck, it's a lucky day. And then I go to another store and my total is $67, which was like $1,367 was like the first total, and then the second total was $67. So I was like, I need to bet on 67. Like, today is my lucky day.
Yeah. So lucky day. There you go.
So I do believe in luck sometimes.
Yeah. But you don't believe that people can be unlucky.
No.
No?
Just lucky.
Only lucky.
Only lucky.
Okay. Well, how did you get over your fear of flying? Did you ever have that?
No, I never had that. I'm glad you said this, because what I want to say is that like in high school I used to do it was called Outdoor Adventure, and it was like a rock climbing, like super like height, like you would literally climb to the ceiling of like the gym, and then like you jump off and you have like a rope attached to you, and like that's when I discovered that like I like shit like that, where I feel like I'm in control, because like I know that I've tied myself right, like I know that like there's people at the bottom holding, like when I feel in control is like when I'm not anxious. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why like I feel like even though I'm not in control on an airplane, it's like
you're not in control at all.
Here's the bad example. I just like my anxiety has nothing to do with like anyone else but myself. You know what I'm saying? So if someone's flying an airplane, I don't care if like for example like if I'm at a concert, like all like the mass shootings that have gone on, like I'm not nervous about that stuff. Like that doesn't give me anxiety. What gives me anxiety is like myself and like how I'm feeling in my world. Does that make sense?
No, totally. Yeah,
just
I mean,
like literally just how I'm feeling, like, physically, like, if I feel dizzy or that. Like, that's what gives me anxiety. Nothing else gives me anxiety. Like, I don't get anxiety in cars or, like, around people. Well,
you don't get social anxiety?
Bit. No, I do.
You do?
But I never used to. I kind of gave myself that.
How did you give yourself it? Just by, like, getting in your head around people at parties and stuff?
Well, I used to live with a social media influencer who would always have parties, and I didn't do social media at the time. So I never wanted to come off as, like, a fan to people, so I would never talk to anybody at parties. So now when I go to parties, I feel like I look like an asshole because I do have a following, and I don't talk to people, now I just look like a bitch.
Yeah, but that's because
I'm, like, scared because I don't want people to, like, think, like...
Yeah.
I just don't want to... And who cares what people think? But, like, I do.
Well, that's where the anxiety comes from socially.
Yeah.
Is caring what people think.
Yeah.
And just being
but
like...
I would never get, like, a full-blown attack over that. I would just be like, oh, okay, let me just...
Yeah.
So I don't really know if I have social anxiety because I don't get anxious. I just get, like, weird.
Well, parties are weird.
Yeah.
And by nature, they're just weird. So I don't think it's weird for you not to want to go around and say, hey, oh, hey, hey, and say a bunch of heys and just be like, hey, let's talk for a little bit. And then just, I don't know how this ends, this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, oh, hi. Okay, let's talk now. Oh, hey.
Yeah, it's kind of weird now, I think.
And then you drink it's just like parties are a lot of really anxious people drinking to make themselves feel better. That's how I've always kind of seen them.
Well, that's the thing is that I feel like I never used to be, like, pre-LA, never needed a drink to, like, have a conversation with somebody. That's why I was always so like, oh yeah, I'm cool. Like, I don't need a drink. I can go talk to anybody, whoever, like, fuck with me. Yeah. And now I'm like, oh, okay, I don't drink, but I don't really want to talk to anybody because I don't want to. It's not that I'm scared. It's just I don't want to, like, come off a certain way to somebody.
Then that means you're kind of scared.
Yeah,
you're scared of how you're coming off.
I guess.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, it just sucks because you're in your head, you're like, oh, I don't give a fuck what, like, this is how I think. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what people think at, like, parties, whatever. And then I'll say one wrong thing, and then I'll be like, oh, in my head, after the conversation, I'll be like, oh my God, they're probably still thinking about that. Fuck, they're still, oh my God, I can't believe I was made such a fucking idiot of myself. And then it's like, I know they're not thinking about this.
Yeah, they don't care.
They forgot about it the second it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, for like a day, I'll be like, God, this fucking thing that I said. I almost want to, like, call them like, hey man, I'm so sorry about that thing that I said.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's, I just had something to say. Oh, I went over to someone's house who I just recently met the other day. And so I didn't really know them that well. And then I went over there and there was a bunch of people that I did not know at all. And I was like, and I didn't know that these people were going to be there. I didn't know that it was going to be like a whole, like, it was just like maybe like 8 people or something. But I had to walk into this room, not expecting anyone to be in there, first of all, and, like, talk to people. And I remember saying just, like, stupid shit. Like, someone would be like, hey, how are you? And I would just say something that just didn't make sense at all. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck, I sound so awkward. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. I did that the other day when David was shooting a bit, and then he said, we had to do the bit, like, for a minute. And then he was like, all right, cool, we're done. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And he was like, what? And I was like, I don't know. And he was like, why did you say that? And I'm like, I just want to get out of the room, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this room anymore.
But, like, when you're, like, at the airport, and then they're like, bye, have a nice flight. And you're, yeah, you too. You're like, why did I say that? Like, that doesn't make me as mad, but it's, like, shit like that I'll say.
Yeah.
Or, like, my Uber driver would be like, I don't know.
That stuff makes me laugh after, because I'm like, if I do something that's, like, almost funny, like something like, yeah, have a good flight. Oh, yeah, you too. Then I'm just like, huh.
Like, fuck, I suck.
But then there's stuff where I'm just like, oh, why did I say that? Or, oh, like, I don't know. I've gotten better at socializing, but I've gotten worse in my head after it happens, if that makes any sense.
Oh, see, that makes sense, but I don't find myself really thinking about it too much after. Like, I think about it for a second, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But, like, I did for the first time today, like, whatever, I was hanging out with somebody, and, like, I did something while we were hanging out, and I was thinking about it in the car ride today, and I was like, oh, that's so awkward. Why did I do that? But I wasn't like, oh, fuck. Like, it came in my head, and, like, I didn't think about it too much. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, it happened. Like, he probably didn't even notice.
That person's
big fear of, like, caring so much about what other people think of us. People that don't matter. The people that are not even a part of our lives.
I don't know. Well, if it's somebody who's not a part of my life at all, then I don't care as much. It's more about people I know that
Oh, see, like...
That's where the anxiety comes from, socially. Because we
That
live in
makes
this weird
sense.
world of like social media people that we don't really know that well at all, but we know their names.
Yeah.
So when you go to a party, you kind of feel the need to like talk to everybody, you know? Because it's like, oh, I
Yeah.
kind of know you, but I don't really.
Well, that's where I get anxious, is because, like, I think that nobody knows who I am. Which I know is, like, I guess I know deep down that that's not true. Like, obviously, like, some people know who I am in the social media work. Like, other social media influencers is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, like, I have this fear going up to them that I'm going to come off as, like, a fan to them. And they're going to have no idea that, like, I do the same thing as they do. That's, like, my ultimate biggest fear.
Because then you'll have that awkward talk like, oh, what do you do? Like, they'll ask you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they'll realize that you don't actually do the same. That you do the same thing that they do.
Yeah.
I feel like you've gotten better with all this, just from what I've seen. Just like from the very little that I've seen of you out.
Yeah.
You seem to be doing better, especially since you got the dog.
Yeah, I do. I feel like now that I'm single, I'm a lot more, like, outgoing. And, like, I can go out and be my own person. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like when I was in a relationship, I was just very, like, I didn't really care to, like, interact with anybody. Which kind of sucks.
It does, because you're, like I said, you're just putting all your energy into one
My voice
person.
has given me a lot more confidence, too, for some reason.
Your voice?
Yeah, I think I sound, like, a little sexy, so I'm like, yeah, let me talk to some people, like, wear my voice out a little bit.
Yeah. What did you do to lose your voice again?
I got sick.
You got sick. Just keep getting sick, and then you'll keep having the confidence.
I know.
Yeah.
Started licking the sidewalk just so, like, I have this sexy, raspy voice. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lick the sidewalk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sound like
Oh yeah, so I can
real
sound
raspy.
really raspy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually gotta go. I'm just kidding. I actually gotta lick the sidewalk right now.
Yeah. But so things are fine. You're good.
Yeah. I feel really good.
Okay.
I feel like for a little bit I felt really good, and then I took a little bump and I felt kind of shitty again. Also can blame it on my period. I got my period around that time, so I was like, definitely was my period. And then I feel like better than I did for like the first part of me feeling good. Like I felt good, and then I went through a little bump, and now I feel even better than I did before.
That's good.
So I feel good.
And the river's still kind of there.
The anxiety river?
Yeah. Still there, but it's not as loud.
Yeah.
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 The current's not as strong.
It's strong sometimes. Sometimes it's just, Wait, what's smaller than a river?
A puddle.
Yeah, so my anxiety's like a puddle right now.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, and then sometimes there's just like volcanoes. But for the most part, it's just a puddle. We said volcanoes was one of the things,
a
right?
volcano is an attack. Volcano is just like, oh my god.
It's like a little puddle, and then like all of a sudden, randomly, sometimes there's just a little volcano. A big volcano sometimes, yeah.
Well, but the volcanoes are getting less and less, and
They're like variable, but like I don't know if they're per se getting less.
yeah.
They're just,
They're not causing as much damage around you anymore.
No.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Pompeii.
Yeah, no. Fuck Pompeii.
Yeah, fuck Pompeii. That's a good song.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's a good song.
It was a good song. It was a horrible tragedy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fuck them. They made a song about that.
Yeah, I know. It's really messed up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right.
All right. You want to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Grab my phone.
Get your phone. Do the exit one more time.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to do it one more time.
Okay. Did you do something embarrassing?
Sort of.
What'd you do?
I just did the I don't know. I was like, okay, you want to go? And I was like, I should probably just do that one more time. Just fuck it, whatever.
It's funny. Are you recording?
Yeah.
It's funny if you put that part in.
I'm going to.
Okay. Oh shit.
Because yeah.
Gotta get that seatbelt on.
Gotta get the seatbelt
Okay.
on. Okay. Now it's. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go.